guys, so I had my camera set up in the overhead position that I use for decluttering and other videos, and I got some new shadows in the mail today, and so I thought it would be kind of fun to come on here and do a more impromptu style video and just kind of show you what I got and do some swatches. I always include swatches and things when I do my end of the month haul, but I really enjoy playing with single shadows, so I thought I would show you what I picked up from the brand Luxie. Luxie is a brand I have never tried before, but I have always been intrigued by, and I was interested in particular in placing an order because as I was going through my single shadows, I was starting to see a couple of gaps. In particular, as it related to some red shadows, I felt like I had a whole bunch of plum shades, but as I was reaching for more reddish undertone, both mattes and shimmers, I was missing some, and I didn't find everything that I was looking for in terms of those colors when I placed this order on Luxie, but I did definitely find a couple of things that I thought were gaps, and then just some shades that I thought would be fun to try. They were also doing a sale, so each of these was like $2.40, so I thought that was a really great value for some single shadows, especially ones that I've heard some nice things about. So I am going to go ahead and unpackage all of these. Let's go ahead and swatch these, right? I ended up getting 2 matte shades and then the rest are shimmer. I can't remember off the top of my head what her shimmer formulas are called. I feel like she had a couple of different kinds. So let's go ahead and swatch the 2 matte shades first. I was hoping this was going to be a little more gray. So this is the shade Dolce, and online it looked like it was going to be a little bit more gray than it actually is. I think it's going to come off as a cool toned brown. Ooh, that feels really nice. That formula feels really nice. So yeah, that is a really pretty cool toned brown. A lot of times these cool toned browns almost end up looking neutral on me. And then the other matte that I picked up is the shade Roasted, and this is a very dark cool toned brown. I'm curious to see how something this dark swatches. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, I bet these are gonna blend out so well. So those are my sort of 2 matte shades there. I should swatch these by color family, but to be honest, I want to swatch them in terms of the ones I am most excited for, and one that is just catching my eye is this shade here. So this is Starboy. I'm going to put the names of the formulas up here because I feel like she had different types. This I feel like is not going to pick up well on camera. It's got like bright aqua glitter in it, and it's also got like purpley undertones, I feel like, and silver. I feel like this one is just really multi-dimensional. That has a really nice texture to it. Oh wow. Yeah, it's definitely a shade that can shift gold to green to silver to blue. That is just really unique. It's like a trichrome, I feel like. I don't think I have anything else like this in my collection. Okay, so that is the shade Starboy. I'm excited to play with that. This one I also think is going to be duochromed. Now it may be very similar to some of the Sydney Grace shadows that I have that are kind of that aqua purple blue shifting shade. This is the shade Genesis, and I think this is going to have a duochrome shift to it as well. Oh yeah, do you see that? Oh, that's pretty. You guys are watching my first reaction to these shadows, which is something I do usually as soon as I open up the mail. I immediately go into my kitchen or into this room and swatch away, and this is my literal first time swatching any of these shades. Okay, that is different than Winter Garden and some of the other duochrome, purple duochromes, because the purple itself is not super lavender the way a lot of them are. It's almost more of a murky mauvey purple, like a lot more grungy, and then it has that teal sort of shift to it. I am hoping I am getting all of the beautiful shifting here on the camera. Okay, I am really, really, really excited about these 2 shades. The other shade that I was excited for is this red shade in particular because I have nothing this red in my collection right now. So this is called One Night Stand. texture on these feels really nice, guys. Like, I'll be curious to see how this picks up with a brush, but on, oh wow, look at the pigmentation on that. Holy cow. And this might have a slight gold micro shimmer running through it, but oh my God, is that intense and pearly. I definitely think it's high shine. It doesn't have the amount of glitter particles in it this first shade did, so this is definitely more textural. This one is just sort of a crazy trichrome shifting. This one is that really bright pearlized red that has a teeny tiny gold fleck running through it. But yeah, that is red, red, red. I think that is super gorgeous. So let's go ahead and do, we've got these three and these three. Let's do these first. And I just realized I wasn't recording. I've already swatched these three. So let me kind of regroup. I know this isn't quite my first immediate reactions. Apologize for that, but this is the shade White Sands. This looks kind of like a murky gray white in here, and I thought it seemed kind of, I don't know, it seemed really interesting. The texture feels really nice and smooth. It definitely gives a really pretty pearl pigment, but once it is swatched, I kind of just feel like it looks like a champagne white. It's a good shade to have in my collection, but I'm not necessarily feeling like it's super, super remarkable. This is the shade Cider. This is kind of a grungy copper. I have a lot of bright coppers in my collection, but this one appealed to me because it just looked a little murkier. I will say the pigmentation really blends out incredibly well. This shade here is Berry Sexy, and I was really hoping that this was a plum that would show up, or a berry that would show up as that. And it's interesting, as I shift this around, I don't know if it's picking up on camera per se, I'm getting a little bit of a gold shift to it as I like shift it around in the light. There we go. Now you can see that too. So it's not quite a duochrome. I don't feel like it's punchy enough to be called a duochrome, but it's definitely got sort of a goldish green running through it. This trick with these very dark shades is they have to use a lot of deeper, darker, almost black to get these shades, and sometimes that means that you end up with a shade that is more black than color when you actually put it on your eyes. I have high hopes that this is actually going to stay plummy, and I do feel like there is just a slight duochrome to this. I feel like these three colors could actually be a really fun combination for fall. Now I'm in the mood for fall. Let's do this one. So this is the shade Taupe 101. It seems like it's a more purpley based taupe, at least on first inspection, and it also feels like it's going to have some multi-dimensional glitter in there. Let's see how that actually comes out when you swatch it. Oh gosh, I love these cool tone taupes, guys. I just think they're gorgeous. Oh wow, is that pigmented and beautiful. Yeah, I love these steely taupes, and I do feel like it has a tiny bit of micro shimmer running in here. It's definitely not duochromy, but it's making it really dark and murky, and I bet if I were to kind of buff this out, oh yeah, see, that is gonna buff out so easily and allow me to kind of fade it up through the crease. This is gonna be a gorgeous single shadow look. Let's try this green. This is Moolah. And this green seems to have some multi-dimensional shimmer in it as well. Let's see what comes through when we swatch it. I will say the formulas have all been very consistent. These have a really nice creamy texture to them, but not one that feels like loaded with mineral oil in order to get its shine. This one definitely has a bit of a gold shift to it. It's a little brighter on my hand than I was thinking it was going to be. I was thinking it was going to be a little darker, but it's definitely sort of a mid-toned green with a gold shift slightly running through it. I will say, guys, I'm getting ready to film a single shadow sort of collection video, and then I'm going to compare a bunch of shades, potentially do some decluttering as well, and then just reorganize all my single shadows. Anyway, this is my final shade that I picked up. This is the shade Lush, and it looks like it's just going to be a really nice sort of charcoal dark silver. Let's see if it does anything interesting as we swatch it. Actually, the more I'm looking at this, this has a really pretty like blue teal undertone to it. I was thinking it was more of a steely gray, and I feel like it's almost going to be more of a dirty teal color. Oh, that's cool. It's got a lot of multi-dimensional silver in there. That is a neat color. Yeah, so it's definitely not just a gunmetal gray. It's almost more teal. It's got a lot of blue undertones to it. Okay, so I'm kind of excited about all of these. I'm curious to play with the mattes. I will say there was a couple of mattes I was interested in that they're already sold out of because they were doing this sale. If I like these mattes, I might go back and poke around and see if there's other mattes that I feel like are missing in my collection. Part of what I want to do is kind of collect single shadows in a way that allows me to kind of curate my own palettes. If you're following my Shop My Stash, you guys see me do that on a monthly basis. I build a new eyeshadow palette using my single shadows, and I'm also kind of using that to dupe the vibes of palettes. So if I'm super interested in a palette, I'm going to try and build it out of the shadows I have first. I think I am most excited about these two shades here. I think these two just really caught my eye as soon as I unboxed them. I'm also very excited about this taupe, kind of excited about that, really excited about that. This red I think could be really fun. I've never worn a red like this all over my eyes, so I'm curious to see if I look just like death or if it really makes my blue eyes pop. And this copper could be fun. I am kind of torn on this green, and I'm kind of torn on this champagne color. I think this is a practical shade, and this I may get some use out of. These two browns are definitely up my alley, so I definitely think there's some practical shades in here as well as some ones that are just like calling to me. But this is such a dimensional, fun shadow. I'm really in love with this Starboy shade. I cannot wait to put that on my eyes. I bet this is going to layer well. In fact, since I have some dark swatches on my hand, let's just try that before I wrap up this video. Let's kind of tap some of that over top of, because it was a thinner formula. That one felt a little different than the rest of these. Almost, this one reminds me, the shade in particular reminds me a little bit more of the shades from JD Glow. See, that shifts that shade quite a lot versus what it looks like normally. That's cool. All right, let's try that over top of here. Yeah, see, that's really fun. That could be fun. Put that as a single shadow shade and buff it up, and then put some of that in the middle of your eye. That's really cool. All right, last one. Let's just try it over this guy. Yeah, I love layering these fluffier, like thinner type shadows like that one there, although that has got a lot of pigment to it as well. I like layering these lighter shades like that over top of things because I think they really create some interesting looks. All right, guys, so that is my Lucy shadow unboxing. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in my Makeup Geek palette. There they are. I can't wait to play with these on my eyes. I will definitely have had a chance to play with these when I report back at the end of this month on what I bought. So you're getting a little preview of one of the things I have picked up. I definitely will have been able to play with some of these shadows by then and give you some of my thoughts, at least on the formulas so far. So that was it. Just a little mini haul video with some new single shadows. Hope you guys enjoyed. Chat with you guys in the comments. Would love to hear some single shadows from brands that you have really been enjoying, or some brands you would like me to try. And have a great week. Talk to you soon.